had bulimia, then anorexia, then bulimia again. But it was actually the bulimia, and I was actually slightly overweight, and that's when I actually hit death's door. And well, to be honest, I lived in squalor. And then on the outside, I was on TV, I was doing presenting, I was doing all these incredible things. And the only sign that I was struggling that the outside world could see is if you were an expert, you'd be able to see my puffed up like hamster cheeks you get from like binge eating and vomiting. So I really lived a double life, and then had a lot of different attempts to obviously take my own life because it just didn't feel worth living. Writing, vlogging, reaching out to sisterhood have all put in positive crutches, because you can't just, like, I call bulimia the bully inside me, but she was also my best friend, but also my worst enemy. This book I hope will give other people hope, but also an understanding, like you say, because we think that we've got control of our addictions, or a loved one who goes through addiction, but it's really hard when the addiction takes control of you, because you can't just remove that from a person. You've got to slowly replace it and make them feel worthy of recovery and worthy of love and worthy of life. So I've got some big news that I'm really, really excited about. For ages, I've been working on my first published book. It ended up being a memoir about recovering from a really bad eating disorder, but most of all from an addictive personality, which I still have, but I use it as much as possible in positive areas of my life these days. But after 3 long years and a lot of recovery and a lot more therapy, the book is finally out, ready for pre-order, so I'm going to put a link below. It's called Eat, Sleep, Control, Repeat, and it's about replacing all my negative coping mechanisms with positive ones. And one of those is writing. As you may know, I'm a journalist as well as a dancer, and it's using dance as therapy, but also writing. But it's also my honest story of recovery, because I am perfectly imperfect, and I don't believe that recovery is just an upward trajectory even. And also I don't feel like I'll ever be 100% recovered, because one of the beauty of being creatively crazy is that you do always have these kind of like imbalances, but it's using those to a positive, not a negative. As Aristotle said, with every genius mind is a tincture of madness, and I believe in that very, very much. So I'm really, really excited that it's being published. I'm really scared as well. I'm really nervous because it's been a long, long time coming, and it's really brutal and honest. But that's why I wanted to be so honest, that I've never shared stuff like this before, as I do in the book, because I think it's really important only to look back to see how far you've come, but also for people reading it to know that, you know, if you're one of those driven career people, but then you also have like a secret double life in a sense when it comes to addictions. I think it's really important to be quite honest about how gross and what addiction does to you, and how much it lies to you, that it makes you feel like it's your best friend and you need it. So I really, really hope it helps, because you can see how bad I've got to how far I've come. And I know that whether you're in the same place as me, a bit further along, a bit behind, a couple of steps behind, hopefully together we can be honest, because honestly, getting rid of the shame is such a freedom, and actually just putting it out there and being honest that we are perfectly imperfect, and actually it's using our addictive personalities into positive areas of our life. Anyway, I really hope you can support me and click on the pre-order below. Also, please do share. It means a lot. It means the world to me. And those who do pre-order early will get a special surprise gift as well. I just wanted to say a massive thank you. I can't tell you, like, I literally have been trembling all day because I'm at home on my own and putting myself out there. I know people think I do that anyway, but when something like means so much to you, and it's been a real roller coaster ride, has my lovely life. But for the first time ever, after the whole horrid challenges I've had, even of late, I've just felt this like enormous gratitude, even of, well, actually mainly of all the awful things that have happened to me, because they've allowed me to have a voice and to speak out and to be able to write a book. And I always told myself when I was going through absolute horrid times that there was a reason that I was going through it, and sometimes that reason's really hard to see at the time. And even in lockdown, like when I reached rock bottom at the start with lots of challenges that were going on personally, it actually helped me to really see how much support that I did have and how much love that I did have. And they do often say, like, unfortunately, we need to see the dark times to be able to really appreciate the light. And I really feel like I get knocked down, but I get up again so much faster these days. And the book that I've written is really from my heart, and it's quite graphic in places from my past. But that's not because I want to glamorize, it's the opposite. I want to show you how dark things can get, but how brilliant life can also be. Because I think a lot of people now, people say sometimes like, oh, you make us feel bad because you're always doing this exercise and you're always doing this and that. And I'm like, yeah, but that's how I cope. Like, that's how I survive, is replacing like my negative coping mechanisms with positive ones like fitness and business and family life and days out and adventures and adrenaline. And I'm like literally putting myself into the positive things in my life, and I really focus on them these days. And to be honest, even though I've been and I still feel petrified, you can probably hear I'm trembling, even though I'm absolutely petrified to put the book out there, because it is really honest, and it is, I don't know, like, I don't always realise how far I've come, and they do say you should only look back to see how far you've come. And that book, finishing it off in lockdown, has really helped me to see that I've got a life worth living, and that I'm so grateful for where I'm at today. And all the bad stuff, all the challenges have actually led me to the biggest success in life. And happiness really is being content and grateful for what you have. So I just wanted to say, like, a huge thank you, because I felt so scared to release it. It's like really weird when you've always been wanting it and you've been focused on it. And I think because my life had suddenly become really chaotic in the past few years, I couldn't finish it. I couldn't finish the book because I felt like I hadn't healed, and I thought I was broken. But actually, as my sister said, you're not broken, you're mending. And I'll never be fully recovered, because I feel like my addictive personality is also one of my beauties in a way. It's what makes me so ambitious and so passionate and so empathetic and so loving to others. So no matter how bad you think life is and how bad you may feel, just know that there is a new day, and just keep trying, because honestly, the wave will pass, and these awful moments and these awful times will pass. and eventually you'll be set free. I'm not saying it'll be like this lovely, amazing life where nothing goes wrong, but gosh, I am in my own home. I've got a pole in my lounge, just as I want it. I've got my kids half the week. I've got a home to live in. I've got loved ones, family, friends, and yeah, I am just so grateful. So thank you so much for believing in me, and supporting me and not judging and just loving me back to life. Just putting that book out there is like just closing that part of my life and that person, and I'm like this new shoot again. So I've got a new chance to grow. So I want to say that no matter how bad or whatever you do have to mask or whatever, honestly, there'll be people who love you regardless of your mask, and can see through your mask as well. Because getting rid of the shame and the blame, that has really, really helped me. And I just feel like I'm starting afresh, which I'm so, so grateful for. So thank you so much for all your love and support, and sending you so much peace. I'm going to put on a bit of Prep and Prime. That's quite nice actually today because it's so hot. Sending you so much peace, so much love, and so many shimmies.